Well, wildfires continue to rage across the West Coast.
There have been 24 weather-related disasters in the United States.
Many countries across the globe are left to pick up pieces after devastating floods.
Helene leaving an unprecedented path of destruction in its wake.
Category 4 Hurricane Helene powering its way ashore on Florida's iconic big...
Natural disasters are a phenomenon that happens all over the world. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, forest fires, there are a lot of them. According to the NCEI, there were 24 confirmed natural disasters this year. If you look at the chart of the number of disasters over time, you will see a very steep rise since the 1980s, says Our World in Data. The increase in natural disasters can be interestingly linked back to global warming. NASA states, since systematic scientific assessments began in the 1970s, the influence of human activity on the warming of the climate system has evolved from theory to established fact. The global temperature is rising. As we all know, global warming causes rising temperatures. A rise in temperature can cause an increase in water vapor in the air, especially in hot coastal areas such as Florida, which can cause an increase in storm severity. According to World Wildlife, climate change is increasing ocean and atmospheric temperatures and causing higher sea levels, which in turn can increase the frequency, duration, and intensity of hurricanes. On August 25, 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck the coast of southeast Florida, starting out as a Category 1 hurricane. As it moved throughout Florida and entered the Gulf of Mexico, ramped up to a Category 5, then back down to a Category 3 as it hit Louisiana and ran through the Mississippi, further weakening on August 29th. Katrina amounted to 1,833 deaths and $108 billion in damages. Katrina is said to be one of the worst hurricanes that the United States has ever seen. Earlier this year, on September 26th, Hurricane Helene landed along the Gulf Coast of Florida, with storms reaching as far as the Carolinas. Helene was a Category 4 hurricane, reaching winds up to 140 miles per hour. Hurricane Helene is said to be by far one of the deadliest inland hurricanes on record, exceeding Hurricane Agnes in 1972, which killed 128 people in the northeastern U.S., according to the University of South Carolina. But was climate change involved in the creation of such a powerful storm? Most likely. Climate.gov has done studies on Helene and has come to the conclusion that the amount of rainfall that Helene caused was largely due to climate change, most likely again due to the increase in water vapor in the air. This article states facts such as rainfall totals over the 2-day, the predecessor rain events, and 3-day period, predecessor events plus rain from Helene itself, were made about 40% and 70% more likely by climate change, respectively. Now, I'd like to point out that yes, climate change had a hand in producing Hurricane Helene, but was it the main contributor? Probably not. The world is able to produce these types of storms even if there wasn't climate change. For example, the worst hurricane in history, the Great Galveston, which resulted in 8,000 people losing their lives. This event took place in September of 1900, when there was an increase in global warming, but it wasn't nearly as big as it was today. I only just scratched the surface of all that I talked about in this video. A good first-person account of Hurricane Helene would be this video by Wendigoon, where he describes the events and impacts that took place after Helene hit in the Appalachia area. He gives a very in-depth understanding of what people went through during and after the hurricane, and I recommend giving it a watch if you want to learn more. I'll link it in the description, along with all of the sources I used while researching and writing for this video. Thank you for watching!